crossroads moment. There's 1,500 managers I'm going to speak to. Well, actually, there was only 15. But you would have thought it was 1,500 because my heart was racing. I couldn't get a breath. My throat's closing on me. Been there? My voice is so shaky it scares me. I reach for a glass of water and my hand is shaking so much I spill it on me. I can't get it to my mouth. I look at my boss. I look back at the audience. I look at my boss. He comes up and takes my place, and I sit down. That afternoon, I sat in his office, knowing that my career was over since I was at the age of 28. And I'm listening to his voice filter through the voices in my head. And the one that catches me the most is when he says, I knew when I hired you that you had inflated your abilities. And I also knew that you could live up to what you said you could do. And the voices in my head, they were filtering even more. And somewhere the word Toastmasters was in there, and somewhere the word counseling was in there. And the voices, and the major one in language that is beyond what I could ever share in this room. And the other voice that was a little more quiet and still, saying, go for the treasure. Fellow Toastmasters, friends, I'm here to invite you to go for your treasure today. Fast forward some 10 years. I'm the manager of a small business team at a bank, vice president. We've been going through reorganization after reorganization 5 in 2 years. And in that time, I've had an opportunity to give back what my boss gave to me to help them move through their fears and to go for their treasure. And it was in the last round that I was called into my boss's office. And I knew in a moment, as soon as it happened, that something was up because when I walked in, there they were, my boss and his boss. And I shook their hand and I said, we've been doing a really great job for you folks, and it looks like there's some more changes coming. What is it that we can help you with now? Well, we really appreciate what you did for us, and we decided to eliminate your division. We'd like you to take this opportunity to either do this in the organization, or you can have this severance package. And we need your answer within 24 hours. So I said, actually, I wanted to punch him. But I actually shook their hand and I said, I'll get back to you in 24 hours. And my friends at the time were saying to me, this is a life choice, only you can make. We can't give you advice on this. And so I was left to the voices in my head. The voice of doom being the dominant one. It knows that all the other bankers that went before me all failed. They all came back to banking, or they didn't get anywhere close to getting another job. The voice of encouragement was the second one. And it was reminiscent of my Marine Corps Major father, who used to pick me back up when I fell off a horse and he'd put me back in the saddle, and he'd say, if you don't get started and get back on that horse again, you're never going to get on another one. You won't have the courage to do it. And beneath that, a more quiet voice. Go for the treasure. I was newly divorced at the time. I was free. I didn't have anybody to be responsible to but myself. And I really didn't know what I wanted to do next. So I thought, I'm going to go for the treasure. And I'm going to find out what it is I really want to do. And so I did. 8 years later, I've been in my own business, and I've been on the road for a week. And it was during the time we all went through crossroads moments when 9/11 happened. And I'd come home that weekend following 9/11 to my own Armageddon. Before that time, I had just another new marriage. Just a year. Both of us had buried two of our loved ones in that time. After moving to this beautiful location, I thought before this happened, this Armageddon, that I had gained everything I ever wanted in my life, the home, the husband, everything, the career of my life and dreams. And like the 100th chip on the carver's stone, I cracked. I was gone. And I was left in the lowest of moments, sitting on my couch at home with the voice of doom debating the worth of me even going on with my life, and the voice of encouragement, that Marine Corps major voice, battling with the voice of doom and losing. And the quiet, still voice inside my head saying, dig deeper, go for your treasure. And so I picked up the phone and I called my coach and I said, I need help, I can't do this on my own. And he set me on this path of recovery and healing over a whole decade. And recently I stand at a crossroads moment, and it's a happy one. I've learned in the last 10 years crossroads moments don't have to be tragic and crisis. They can be joyful completions. And I'm feeling fulfilled. And I'm asking myself, how can I serve? What do I really desire for the rest of my life? And the voice of encouragement is quiet, and the voice of doom, it doesn't speak. The one that's dominant is the voice of wisdom, saying, go for the treasure. Remember, it's really not what you do in your life that matters. It's who you become as you do it. Mr. Toastmaster.